Hi, Mikel.
Hello.
You spoke right at the start about that final of 2014 against Hull City and the pressure you felt, and the context of that, particularly with all the talk about Arsene possibly leaving that summer. What do you remember about that pressure on a personal level, and how do you think it affected the team that day?
Um, well, probably we had too much energy on the day because we wanted it that much that we were probably too excited, and then we were shocked when we started losing the game. When I mention Arsene is because we really felt the responsibility to respond to him because he really deserved it, the way he defended us, the way he treated everybody, and the way, again, he protected all of the players through some difficult moments. So I think it was a moment of gratitude towards him to say, well, he deserves it. We want to stay with him. And the best possible way to help him is to win that trophy.
2-0 down after 8 minutes. What was going through your mind at that point?
That is not an easy thing to do, to lift a trophy in a final after 2-0. But we believed, and then when Santi scored, obviously the game changed completely, and then we you could sense it. We had the belief and the conviction that we were going to do it.
With that pressure and having almost too much and being too excited, is that your job today and tomorrow to take some of that away from the players? Because they obviously know how much this means for the club.
They don't need any more pressure. They need to go there and enjoy the moment as well. Feel free in their minds. What they have to do on the pitch has to be clear before tomorrow already, and then just go and express yourself, compete, and be a team.
And Chelsea, over the years, Chelsea have been through all sorts of managerial changes, all this chaos behind the scenes, seemingly loads of turmoil, but they keep winning titles. Seemingly every year they win a title. What do you make of that winning culture that they have? And is that something you look at and want to replicate at Arsenal?
Absolutely. And they have some, I think, very important core players in those winning teams, and it's something that probably has given them the platform to be consistent in there. After obviously they have some really good managers, players, and a really good structure at the football club. But what you mentioned before, they weren't a winning team, and they managed to do that and change that mindset and convince player and even put the pressure towards everybody at the club that the only aim and the only thing that was allowed at this football club was to win, and when that happens, obviously everybody performs better.
Is that what you need, do you think, that strong core of players to come in?
I think we have some really good core players. We need to add certain things, but we have the ability tomorrow and the possibility to win a trophy. So that tells that we are close.
Thank you. Cheers. Good luck.
Thanks, Sam. Now we'll move to Marco in from The Sun.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Just a quickie, do you sort of sympathise with the players? I mean, when you played in the final, it's one of the greatest occasions of your life, the party, the crowd, all the atmosphere. And tomorrow is going to be pretty flat despite the actual importance of the match. Do you sort of sympathise that the players are sort of missing out on all this?
Yeah, it's a shame that there might be a player, 2 players, 5 players, I don't know, that they might experience that FA Cup final once, So to experience that way is not a fair judgment of what it is and what it should feel like. But is what it is. We've been playing already a few months in these conditions. We are getting used to it, and it's a shame. But being ashamed is still a great opportunity for us to have a trophy for.
Presumably there'll be no party or anything afterwards, no open tour bus, no sort of Jack Wilshere moments. We don't have that sort of thing going on.
Yeah, that's a real shame because, as I mentioned before, obviously the following day after winning it, it was great. Again, the connection with your fans, enjoy those moments together. Everybody's going on holidays afterwards, so the mood cannot be better.
And what is the plan? Is it, presumably with the season starting in 6 weeks, you've only got a couple of weeks off after this, the players, before you return?
Yes, we're going to have less than 3 weeks, I think, which is the minimum that we can ask after the effort that the players have done, the staff has done in order to continue and give us a good chance to get back playing football. But we have to accommodate the calendars and the fixtures, and it's the only way we can do it.
Have you had to sort of restrict where they can travel to because of the possibility of getting locked down when they come back?
Yeah, it's something we are addressing with the Premier League as well. What can we do, what we cannot do, and we need to get into a common sense situation in order to provide what we need to value what the clubs the players have done as well, and as well to be a little bit flexible, because we live probably in the most protected environment that any industry has in the country, with the amount of tests and precautions and protocols that we have in place.
And presumably it would affect presumably you can't go back to Spain yourself because of the restrictions and things.
It affects everything. That's why we are in conversations with the Premier League and the government in order to try to do the right thing.
Can I just briefly take you back? I mean, last year you were in the dugout. Man City won 6-0, and it was a fairly comfortable afternoon for you all. I mean, presumably you're not going to be quite so comfortable tomorrow.
I don't think so, unfortunately. It will be a very different game, I think.
Did it feel different? I mean, obviously, yeah, you're sitting on the bench. It's not the same as playing in the final. Is there a moment when you think, I can't really control what's happening here?
Well, obviously, I feel that I can control more what is happening before the game. But obviously, once these boys are on the pitch, they have to be the ones performing, and we have to try to help them from the touchline. But it's very different. The preparation is different. The feelings are different, and let's see how it goes.
And finally, I mean, everyone knows the consequence of this match about getting into Europe and the financial consequences. How do you stop the players sort of fretting about that and just focusing on the football?
There's no need to talk to them about that. They know, they are aware of it, and that's it. I don't want to add any extra pressure to them in terms of that. They are preparing really well this week. They look ready to go, and what it has to drive them forward is the energy and the ambition to grab that cup at the end of the 90 minutes, and that's it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Mark. So everyone, that concludes the press conference. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Mikel. We've emailed you the link for the next interview.
Okay.
Thanks, Mikel. Thanks, everyone.